Infinity Nikki just announced their 1.8 update and they gave us news on the 1.9 update, which features the housing. But during Nikki's 1.5 update, a few updates back, which was a very big update, many players, like myself, kind of stopped playing. And a lot of us stopped due to a multitude of disappointments with the update and with the game in general. In this video, we are going to discuss an overview of some of the issues in the 1.5 update, as well as what's to come in the 1.8 update and the 1.9 update, and maybe going through this will help you decide if it's time for you to return to Infinity Nikki or maybe not. I love Infinity Nikki, and full disclosure, I am a part of their creator program, but being a part of their official creator program doesn't mean that I don't recognize the issues that have been in the game, and it doesn't mean that I was not upset with some of the changes they made. As a player myself, I was upset, and I still am. One of the biggest setbacks in me recommending this game to people and to new players is that they changed the introduction to the game. Why? During the 1.5 update, they featured 2 limited 5-star banner outfits in the new intro of the game, which started immediately upon entering the game. This update, it's stunning, it's super cool, the cutscenes are gorgeous. I loved the story that went with it, and I was so immersed. And then I find out that that's what they replaced the initial cutscene from the start of the game to that for all new players. 1.5 is when new players are going to enter the game. This unfortunately replaced an important cutscene that set the stage for Nikki's story, and this change makes the story confusing for new players. This is still very upsetting to me, and I am still hoping that they change it back to the original cutscene and maybe even find a way to still include that new cutscene. The 1.5 update also featured a ton of bugs, especially for console players, and that was really frustrating. PS5 players especially could not even launch the game for like hours after it first released, but that's just like one example. Another big issue was the amount of pieces that were in these new 5-star outfits from 1.5. There were 11 pieces to the outfits. Usually I think it was 9 or 10. This is something that I wasn't super aware of because this is my first gacha game, so I just didn't know what's normal and what's not, and it's something I wouldn't have really caught. But the 11 pieces made it hard for players to complete the outfit in the limited amount of time that was allotted for these outfits without spending money or a lot of money. And it is also frustrating because some of the outfit pieces, like socks or little smaller pieces that were included, were not even visible when you have the full outfit on. There were many other issues, I'm sure, that were upsetting the Nikki community, and if there are any that I'm missing that really upset you, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. And during this 1.5 update, after the initial hype and excitement I felt seeing that initial new cutscene and then finding out all of these other things, I started losing interest in the game myself, and it kind of allowed me to just sit back and consider, like, what do I actually like about this game? I love the outfits, but why am I pulling for them if I'm not playing the game consistently? And I love the main story, but I've completed that until they add more, and the new side quests only keep me interested so much. I'm like not that interested in a lot of the side story. I'm also somebody who covers all cozy games. I bounce around between a lot of games, so playing a live service game is a commitment for me that I, have been figuring out, am I willing to make the commitment to this game? And I didn't love the story that was in the 1.5 update either. I did play a little bit of the 1.6 update where I pulled for the new outfit, but I didn't even play the storyline. Then I ended up playing 1.7 only like 2 days before the 1.8 update is supposed to be added, and that was because I saw the 1.8 live stream preview. After seeing that 1.8 live stream preview, I did feel a bit more inspired to get myself back into Infinity Nikki. I like the 4-star outfits that they're going to be introducing, and I am going into the game with a different perspective on how I personally am going to be using my pulls. The 1.8 live stream presented that there will be a new side area added into the game for this update. This area of the game is inspired by Chinese cultural heritage, and it is not tied to the main story, but it is adding in more side story. There will also be 2D puzzle mechanics, boat exploration, which looks really pretty, side-scrolling platformer, mini games, there's collectibles, things like that. There's going to be 2 new bosses, a mini boss and a big boss, a main boss. They're also introducing 2 myth-inspired banners. There's a cat and there's a dragon outfit. The cat allows you to turn into a cat and to use the purifying ability. When you use the dash ability, Nikki can dash a second time, and holding the dash button transforms her into a cat or a pounce. And all dash actions while in the cat form apply a purification effect to nearby enemies. Then there is the dragon, which is not only gorgeous, but it's also a rideable mount. It has a flight and dash, double dash mechanic. You can also bring your friends on rides on the dragon. But this dragon can only be ridden in this new area of the game, which I feel like is a bummer. So watching the 1.5 update part, I wasn't like blown away, and I wasn't as excited as maybe I would have been previous to the 1.5 update. But what I am excited for is the update after this, which is the 1.9 update, which introduces the housing features. I think that this is going to add a lot more value to the game outside of just having outfits and abilities and things like that, and even outside of the story. I think that being able to have your own island and your own house is going to be really special and just add a lot of different things to the game. You will have a beautiful floating island with mountains and rivers. It sounds like you can like change it with your whim, like terraform it almost. There's also going to be a cute new creature in this area called yardlings, and they are garden spirits. Honestly, they are so cute, and this little guy just excited me very much for the game. I love having something to be obsessed over, and it looks like something I'd be obsessed over. We're also going to have new abilities in this area, one of which is gardening, which is basically farming, and I'm a farming sim junkie, so I'm excited to see this. And we're going to have crafting furniture specifically. The furniture crafting station will be introduced. We'll be able to build and decorate the house using this. Everything Nikki does in her home is also going to accumulate experience points, which will combine her floating and building abilities to be able to build structures that float in the air. And you can also show off your house to other stylists and go to visit other stylist houses, which I really am excited about this part. So in order to do this, you're going to need to grow the guest vine with your new abilities, and once it is bloomed, it becomes a gateway that allows Nikki to visit the other stylist homes. There's also going to be a heartfelt home shop added to the game, which is going to come with some free furniture for 1.9 so that you can start out with some furniture in your house. I'm not sure how else they're going to monetize the decorations and things, and I know that we have been able to get some decorations along the way so far that we've been able to use in different ways, but I've collected some just in anticipation for the 1.9 update, like that bunny chair. So I'm very excited for 1.9 and interested to see how this adds to the game, because it seems like it's going to add so much to work on and do outside of all the other things that you already do. So for me, the 1.9 update is actually much more exciting than the 1.8 update, and I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel too, but I hadn't been feeling excited about the game for a while, so to be able to see that and kind of reignite that spark really helps. For me, I am choosing to get back into the game now with the 1.8 update, and I'll be checking it out, especially as I prepare for the 1.9 update. And in jumping back into the game, I'm remembering all of the content that's in this game to play for free. Running around, doing Whimstar quests, collecting and crafting miracle outfits and getting the evolutions, doing all of the side quests that are outside of the updates that are just there at the base game. I am just feeling excited about the game again, but I'm going in with a lot of hesitation at the same time because many of these issues have not really been addressed, and I hope that they will will be. I still love this game at the core. I find it soothing, I find it fun and full of content, and I think it's a really cool free game to play. I know people in the community that play this game completely free. They save up all their diamonds for outfits. They haven't spent a cent. That's not me though. I've spent like hundreds of dollars. The one thing I really want them to change is the intro to the game. Please change it back. And again, this is my first gacha game experience. I can't speak on that gacha element in comparison to other games because this is my first gacha game. But I will be spending a lot less, if at all any money, in the game moving forward. So I'm going to be jumping back in with 1.8 and 1.9. Let me know what you think. Are you willing to give Infinity Nikki another chance? What are your issues with the games? What are the things you feel like the game is missing or needs to address yet? And I'm excited to jump back in. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much to the members of my channel who support that little bit extra. And hopefully, I'll see you in my next YouTube video. Bye!